We're doing the thing. We're doing it, and we're doing it, and we're doing it well. We're doing it live. Oh, hang on, guys. Hang on. Shh.
Do we not have sound?
You guys don't have sound. Now you have sound.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a mistake.
Wow, we caught it in the first 30 seconds
Yeah.
instead of the first 45 minutes.
Now listen.
Nice.
It's impressive for us.
I've been far more diligent about checking. And I checked, and it was broken.
That's good. That's good.
Everyone should be impressed.
We learn.
I do mean everyone.
Slowly,
Yeah, slowly,
incrementally.
not without beatings.
We call the president. we should get an award.
You should.
All right.
Fell down.
Hello, everyone. It's Friday.
What?
That means
gonna
we're
say,
playing Anvea.
Yeah. I was just curious. I don't recognize the figures behind you this time.
They're Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's just hard for me to see on
Foot
my
Soldier,
screen.
Casey Jones.
Okay.
Donnie in the part of his parachute thing. Usagi Jimbo. And this here, Raphael, but it's one of the weird ones that has the squishy head.
Oh,
Your green screen really likes taking his skin off.
All he is
That's why I couldn't tell what they were.
all he
because
is
green
the
screen
shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically just a floating shell back there.
He's peeled.
Just a helmet and gun.
Oh.
With that,
Yeah.
welcome, everyone. It's Friday.
Thanks.
And it's DOK.
Nice.
That means that we are playing Anvea, the game that I'm making, and dragging all these lovely people through as playtesters. And it's
He
going
says dragging us through, but really it's us dragging him through his own game.
I was gonna say, don't
Yeah.
lie on our character,
It
Joe.
feels a little more like that, but it's good. It's good. Yeah, last time you guys made lots of decisions, and they were good decisions.
As we always do.
Ooh, look. I've also
They-
got
they were
a
eventful
Cablio.
decisions. Okay.
I thought, well, that could have been a different. I mean, with the green screen, it looked more like Leather Daddy Leo, but
Is there a difference?
probably not.
Mm-mm.
One has a badge.
One has a badge,
One
and
has
the
a
other one
paddle.
has a big gun.
But yeah, you guys did lots of things last time. You made your way out of the trench. The previous session we had ended with you guys starting in the trench, climbing your way into the deep basin, which is the part of the continent that got wiped out, as you learned, because a failed summoning of the eldritch god Azoi morphed him and fused him to the earth. So now everything is a little bit fucky over here.
We
All the life
definitely
and
had nothing to
creatures.
do with that.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, that was history, but you got to take part in it. And
Yeah.
I mean, it would have repeated itself, apparently. This
Apparently.
is what we
Yeah.
figured out.
Yeah.
We didn't give the hero of the story any real comfort in how we handled it, but
And
Yeah,
we've
right.
consistently delivered that disappointment in every encounter with them since.
We
Yeah.
have.
We really have.
It's been good. It's
If
been good.
nothing else, we're very consistent.
Yes. You did help them get out of jail, kind of,
Mhm.
by changing their plan.
For free.
We didn't even kill anyone on that one.
You didn't even kill the crazy or the
No, not immediately.
unstable person.
You spread, you set off explosives that spread chironite dust everywhere.
That wasn't
That
us.
may or may not
That was
be
me.
good for people in the long term.
No.
But
Didn't kill
It
anyone.
was someone
immediately.
else.
you just killed that old guy with the staff and all that.
No, he was already dead when we found him.
Okay.
Yeah, remember we found him hanging in that closet, held up by his belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, that's the wrong old guy.
Oh, that's Dave. Okay.
But yeah, you guys made your way into the deep basin, found that it was a little cursed, the ground, and everything seemed to be a little fleshy in texture.
Mm.
Some of
Unsettling
it
on its own.
tasted.
Yeah, some of you made
Oh yeah, I
Fantastic.
forgot about
Tasted
that.
it.
choice of popping through the shell of the ground into the gooey underbelly of it a little bit and just drinking the ooze that came out and seeing what happened.
It's like a gusher. You just had to get that
Yeah.
fluid
Yeah.
that was in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
Yeah.
It's the good stuff.
Yeah. So
one way to
Chuck
put it.
doing that fused Puffin Daddy into his body, so now he's part
Mhm.
Puffin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Puffin Daddy.
nothing at all happened to your pet ooze. Nothing that you need to worry about.
No.
No, he's
Oh
fine.
yeah, no.
Nothing.
We're strategically not paying
our pet what
attention to
now?
him.
Yeah.
Our pet what now?
Time
Second
passes at
Redigar?
the same rate here too, right? Let's see what else. Oh, you found some people from one of the survey teams that had either been killed or injured, and they were slowly just kind of getting absorbed into the ground as they laid there. But you did free one person from that, like, kind of cocoon.
And we sent him off on a
maybe a
revenge
little bit.
quest,
We did.
like responsible
And
people.
Yes, he took a knife and wanted to go after the person that.
Oh,
found
he
him.
took an explosive, I thought.
Oh yeah,
Knife
that's
and
right.
an
He
explosive.
took. He did take your powder bomb. Yep, that is true.
His path
Yeah.
to revenge is a one-way street.
It is.
And we helped.
Then you guys went for a little bit longer. You fought some blighted zombies that tried to hurt you. They weren't too much problem. They're kind of hard to hit, but they weren't dishing out too much damage to you guys, I don't think. And then we ended with you coming across this massive junkyard and workshop. We saw lots of like clockwork parts and mechanical things, some metals and gears and stuff that kind of reminded you of the construction of Percy. And after you guys went inside this workshop to investigate it, which is also one of the items that was kind of on the survey team's list of things to check out eventually, Dan found that there was this kind of like one of those music boxes that's got the ballerina on it, you know, but there's just the pole where the ballerina was supposed to be mounted. And then Dan found where it had unmounted itself and was just kind of standing over in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like that's an operative word you said that maybe you didn't mean to say. That it unmounted itself?
yeah,
We all knew where
that's
it
the
was
vibe
going.
you got.
Oh, no.
Just a little
Lore
Five Nights
shit.
at Freddy's. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
It wasn't that someone undid it. Oh.
And that's how we ended, was Dan pulling the sheet off of it, seeing the missing ballerina mechanical thing, and it kind of twitched looking at him.
In
That's
this
where we're picking
building we're at, do we see like any like barrels of oil or anything?
There are random barrels. I don't think you would see any of oil,
Okay.
perhaps. Not just,
All right.
not obviously.
All right.
There would be like tiny tins of it here and there, though, like the little ones for like.
No.
I don't
not
know
what
if that's enough for democracy or not.
It's not.
Yeah.
There are barrels labeled E710.
Mm.
So
That'll
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
Get him, Cheney.
And you tear the sheet off of this, and it's kind of hunched over.
April, don't
Got
look surprised
very
if you're not going
long
to pay
arms,
attention.
very long legs,
I
very
am.
slender, very tall. It's probably about 8 to 9 feet tall. Kind of hard to tell though, because it is a little bit hunched. But you imagine if it stood up all the way, it would be about 8 or 9 feet tall. Its head kind of twitches towards you. Seems to be focusing on you, Dan. Its head
I don't
tilts
like
back
that.
a little bit.
Quick, hit up, down,
You
left, right, left,
see-
right.
Its face is not really featureless, but you don't see like working moving parts where its eyes are. It's like it has the right shape of the face. There's like the right depressions where eyes should be. You can see where its nose and like lips should be, but there's just kind of penciled in places where it hasn't been fully carved and finished.
So it doesn't talk or look at me then?
It is looking at you.
With its drawn on eyes?
Yes, or it's pointing towards you.
Okay. I'm just
You
going to
hear
kind
a
of
slow kind of
back away.
I'm calling a sentry.
takes one step, shifts its weight a little bit, and looks around the room, back at you, Dan. And you hear a similar, not quite muffled, but just kind of misplaced voice almost that you got from Percy, where it sounds like sounds coming from inside of the head, not like from its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Oh, you're not creator. Perhaps you can help me.
No, I'm not, but maybe.
I don't like being on the machine. But
On the
maybe you
what?
could take my place."
You don't look what? Sorry, one more time from the top.
And he extends, or they extend. Can't really tell the
Mhm.
gender of this thing, but extends its arm out and points towards the sharp metal pole with this kind of broken device on the top of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not compatible with that.
What, you don't want to
Oh,
stick
but
up
you
your ass?
absolutely could be.
I, mm, I don't know. I think we're
You have to
both
be there
better
for a
off
little
not
bit.
on top of it.
Did someone make you be up there before?
The creator likes when I'm there, and when he's back, I go back to my post, but I don't like being on it.
What's the creator's name?
Jasper, I believe. I usually
Oh,
just call him
yeah.
creator, though.
When was the last time you saw the creator?
Oh, maybe a day ago.
Do you actually
Ooh,
like him?
He's wonderful.
Okay, all right.
we're actually friends of Jasper.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd probably be upset if I was on that.
Hmm. Well, that's unfortunate.
You know, I've got a solution here, and it's a nice and easy one. One, we're friends with Jasper. We're good friends. He's
Oh, that's
traveled with us
wonderful.
extensely.
Yeah,
So
he talks to a crab, to us
Yeah.
specifically.
why don't you just break that pole, and when he comes in, we'll just tell him that we did it because we needed the parts to fix our wagon.
Yeah, and then he can't be mad at us because we're friends.
Yeah, and he won't be mad at you because we did it and not you.
And if he does
think
get
he
mad
would
at
still
us,
be
all
mad.
we need. No, he just needs
He's
a genuine
usually very
apology.
unhappy when his things are broken.
This
That's
is
why I always return to it. I haven't found a way to stay off of it when he's here.
Oh, wait, so how would someone else being on it work then?
I haven't tried. Well, I have, but usually they just kind of slide further down and it doesn't work. But
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
imagine the
Mhm.
next few times I'll eventually figure it out.
Yeah, no,
This
living
tracks.
people, we don't work like that. Our spot for that, yeah, it's not. No.
Not compatible.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's really unfortunate.
It
If I
is.
look
It's not a
around.
weight bearing hole.
You hear
Wrong-
a familiar
wrong
voice.
socket.
Wrong socket.
Weight
You hear
bearing
a
hole,
familiar
ladies and
voice
gentlemen.
call out. I bet he should go on it. And you see Jake pointing at Jake.
Who's Jake?
You mean Al?
Al.
Oh, okay. I was
Al
like, do we
pointing
have
at
an
Al.
NPC named Jake?
No.
I got confused. All right, you see Al pointing at Al. There's two
Yeah.
Als.
You see Al pointing at Al saying, he should get on it. He's fake. Might as well leave him
What?
behind.
Oh, because I'm a tree man. That's probably why.
No.
Why
listen.
are
No,
there
I'm
two
the
of
tree
you?
man. You're an ooze.
Ooh. What?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Because when am I an ooze?
I poked the Al nearest to me with my finger to see its ooziness.
High or low?
Hi.
Okay. It's solid.
And this is
Doesn't
easy.
feel very oozy.
This is easy. What injured? That's all she got.
Something that rhymes with musk. We had to kill it several times.
Other Al?
Yeah. Creature.
I shoot that one.
Put him on the thing.
All right. Roll your attack.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Give me a moment. Double checking. Would you say this is urban or common?
This would be desolate or technology in this area.
I don't have either of those. I'm gonna push. One success.
One success. That's enough. Roll your impact.
6 damage.
Okay. You shoot. Jake, you're wearing kind of like armor, right? You've got pretty
Yeah.
hefty, like metalish armor on, don't you?
So I forget what the thing is called, like lamellar. That's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got this pretty solid looking armor on, which is very strange to see. Like as the arrow hits it, it like depresses as if it's gelatin, and the arrow just kind of squishes through. You hear like a hissing, sizzling sound as bits of it kind of break away. You hear the arrow melting as it clatters behind, and just
Oh
like
shit! I got
pools
the
of
wrong
this
one.
ooze.
Slime,
Drop.
what are you doing? Not in your box.
Right. Slime. Or was it Ivan? Are we calling him
Ivan.
Ivan?
It was
Ivan.
Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ivan's out of his box again.
You have
No,
a
it's him.
name, Ivan.
Ivan, you're found out.
I'm Al.
No, you're Ivan. I'm Al. I'm Ahab Levine. Al Sherman.
Yep,
You're
that's
Ivan.
the right guy. He could never get his name right.
That's how we know he's the right one. He doesn't know who he is.
Great.
Only a fake Al would know that they're Al.
Yeah.
With you shooting him,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it did a solid amount of damage, but not as much as you were probably expecting. And the hole kind of starts closing itself back
No.
up.
That's fine. I wasn't shooting to kill.
Ballerina person, put that one on there.
But the ballerina tilts its head over. It would fit nicely. And you almost don't see them move, and they're just next to
Oh
this
god,
ooze.
To Ivan.
Fuck, they're fast.
And they grab onto
concerningly
him.
so.
He starts trying to squiggle. You see his arm like melting a little bit where he's being grabbed.
That's
You hear a little bit of sizzling.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
We're gonna use this as much as we can.
And you hear him struggling, like, no, it's me, guys, it's me. You got the wrong one. They start getting dragged over, pulled up, and see the hands like are constantly kind of adjusting themselves to hold on to this kind of oozing body. And you see it like it elongates a little bit as they're lifted up into the air.
This.
And then they're set onto the pole and slowly kind of slide down it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They try struggling, getting their weight off. The ballerina walks away, finds some loose clamps and belts and things, and starts bringing it over and clamps it to the pole, starts wrapping it around, making this little bit of like a cocoon around the middle of their section.
Man, that got kinky real quick.
It did. I mean, it involves shoving
It's-
a big pole up someone's butt. That's
Yeah.
the only direction it could have gone.
And then dressing them up like a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you do.
Oh, that one's Sepher Daddy. That thing. Should be. Dan gets
Probably.
that joke. April doesn't.
Yeah,
I know.
you could always step it up and go like Lulu, I think it was from Final Fantasy X.
All I know is Cloud and Sephiroth. I'm not a fucking nerd, Dan. I don't know Final Fantasy stuff.
There's one
Don't know
character
that
that
many
I think their
characters.
outfit is entirely made out of belts. I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
I'm gonna have to play Final Fantasy.
That was
sounds right.
Hemet from D&D 3.0. the sorcerer iconic who wore just like straps, like he had a strap over his nipples, and he was basically just dressed in belts and a cape. So
True style. Just like Batista there for a while.
Halfway all belts. My bad.
Mhm. Yeah, you see, like, while they're trying to struggle and get off of this, their body seems to be solidifying more and more and getting less and less oozy. Every so often, Ballerina kind of like slides them back up towards the top of the pole, ratchets down these clamps again. The whole time they're shaking, struggling, like, come on, guys, you can't leave me here.
We're not. We gave you a solution.
This is
It's
horrifying.
not fair.
It's like looking at a mirror made of ooze with a pole stuck up its butt. I'm not good with analogies, but
Clearly.
More of just an apt description than an analogy.
more just a one-to-one comparison of what it is.
Right, hold on. Coco, I have to deal with this for a second. It's Coco.
Also, anyone
cat.
watching, if you're ever interested, while we're playing, also in our Discord, there's usually a bit of conversation going on in the episode discussion.
I know. I'm bad at following the two conversations.
I am as
April
well.
and I got it.
I very.
I saw it.
Oh my.
Delightful.
Uh-huh. Joe won't check it till after, and that's what's important.
Yep.
Thank you for
I
the bits, Ken.
cannot have that many avenues of attention. Yeah, with this, it takes just a few minutes, and you see that the ooze that resembles Jake continues to solidify. You hear like cracking and things now as it's starting to like kind of fuse to the metal of the pole as they're hardening around it. As another few minutes go by, the ballerina slowly walks backwards and just kind of looks back. Like, do you think he'll notice?
I don't think he
Creator?
will. You're free to go. Get out of here while you can. Run.
Yep.
Oh,
Make like
Oh.
a tree. Head south.
Yeah.
Try not
Have
to
a
impale
wonderful
many more people.
life.
which way south?
That way.
That way.
And just whatever the first direction you guys point, they turn and they look back. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Don't kill
They nod
people.
at the ooze, which is now beginning to bleed. See red blood trickling down the
Oh.
pole.
I'm glad we got that nipped in the bud early.
Oh.
Can I slide a hand, just kind of jab, not bound Al with an arrow a little bit? See what
Just to
color
make
his
sure.
Yeah.
juice is.
You can.
Okay.
Are you trying to hide it or not?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just roll for it then.
I'll take one success.
Jake, do observe.
I'm glad it's opposed. I'm also glad I didn't roll all ones.
You don't notice.
Oh.
Well,
I forgot to roll my
Um,
2d6.
until
2
Oh,
fives.
God.
2 5s.
I could use those for my initiative to get a critical success.
Ooh.
I mean,
You could.
if you've got a skill that wraps around, those wrapped around dice do succeed on 5 and 6s.
That's true as well. Yep. Like
So
the
many
solid black
possibilities.
outline dice. Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, I sneak up and shank Al with an arrow
Okay. Where are you poking him?
kidney. No,
Hey,
just
I might need those.
You
back
got a
of the arm,
spare.
somewhere
Mhm.
that won't impede Al's ability to owl.
Okay. Yeah, you
I'm
poke him.
glad it's not the eye.
Yeah.
He'll never see it coming.
I'm
You give
just
him a
glad
small
we
little
didn't.
prick. You just barely break the skin. Feels like the right amount of resistance. See a tiny bit of blood.
I'm just glad we didn't
You
mention
pricked.
Percy.
Mention what? Oh,
Yeah.
that's not what I
Yeah.
heard.
You heard Pepsi.
I mean, there's
Sure.
still time. Once
Yeah.
Jasper gets here,
Pepsi Max.
We'll leave it at that.
Jake, you feel a very sharp prick from behind you.
hey,
Ah,
Hey, yo.
You see
Buy my dinner first.
Rudigar behind you, holding a knife.
well, that's okay. I'm still human.
Yep.
So
you passed
well,
the test. I
I'm
was
a tree human.
80% sure that you were going to pass the test. But that thing over there is fucking bleeding. And like,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, probably not.
I would
Let me
like
down.
to. We need to take precautions against this happening in the future. We're just ignoring iron.
Yeah, we're just ignoring it in the background.
Guys.
bleeding.
I'm still yelling at like the robot thing, like, don't kill human beings, please.
Do we have any salt?
I don't know that salt would do much. I mean, it was feeding on
Well, it'd be like a snail, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
trash.
Like,
You probably have some salt in your pack. Just, I'd say that's not super uncommon if you have rations and other things.
We're seasoned. Thank you.
Yes, seasoned explorers.
You can just shake some hair off into it. And little road dandruff.
that's
if
called
you know what I mean.
Parmesan. That's what you get from Olive Garden. This episode sponsored. I give up. I give up. Fuck everything. This
You did it.
episode sponsored by Olive Garden. It's not cheese. It's head cheese.
Oh,
Because it's like the
it's not the.
head cheese is like pig brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you guys are discussing, you
You
hear
can't sue us, Olive
gasping,
Garden. It's,
labored breathing.
Too
did
unbelievable
it
to be
in person.
believable.
I got
I'm gonna do
cat hair in
something
my mouth.
for fake me that I would hope fake me would have done for real me, and I'm gonna go over there and break fake me's neck.
Fake you wanted to do that for you, but not for the same reason.
I
It
would
is
be
on a
making you roll
pole.
stuff, Jake,
so-
but you do have desensitized, where you're immune to fear.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anyone else would be? I'd be making you roll to do stuff to yourself. But yeah, they're up there, and you start walking up. They roll their head over, like, "Oh, thank you. Let me down. It's getting harder to breathe." Maybe just. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. Like,
Steven Seagal would be so proud.
First, you twist their neck one time, and then twice, and the third, the news, and you just.
Keep twisting until it's loose.
That's right.
At some point, it'll pop off.
It's like pulling taffy.
Spicy, Bernie taffy. That would
Delicious.
be the kind of taffy that Dan would like, I think.
It really
It
would.
would be. If they made it, I would eat it.
The rest of us are like, just give us some good old saltwater taffy of sorted
unscrew
flavors.
it till it's a gimbal.
Joe's like, give me the black licorice saltwater taffy. And Dan's just like, shove Satan's taint peppers all in that taffy.
I don't think I've had black licorice.
You've not
This
had
checks
black
out.
licorice?
Someone to grow seeds.
I don't,
taint
listen, I don't
peppers.
think you would
I
like
want that
black
to
licorice
exist
because
now.
it's fucking gross.
I too want this
but
to
like,
be real now.
imagine a sweet that someone forgot to make sweet and instead made it flavored like extra flavored tree bark.
Just, it's a common flavoring in parts of Europe for candy because they didn't have sugar.
Well,
I don't know why,
Imagine
but
just
I
being wrong.
remembered
you know what?
an old video of the internet
why
with
they got the plague
hickory
over
smoked
there.
horse butthole.
Mm-hmm.
Probably tastes like that. I'm not confident.
But it tastes
I
good
have
as
had black
cereal.
licorice, but I have not had smoked horse butt. So
Haven't either.
I can't say that they're the same.
Let's talk about food. What about Rocky Mountain oysters?
I don't know about those either. I know what those are.
It would depend on how it was prepared.
Fresh squeezed.
A fresh squeeze, no. I don't. I like my food preferably cooked for the most part.
I don't think that's how you make those.
I don't
I'm
think
so glad I don't
Rocky
have the
Mountain
context of
oysters.
what's going on here.
You don't know what Rocky Mountain oysters are?
No, I don't.
They're bull
Good.
testicles.
No, too late.
All right. Okay. All right. Never mind.
It sinks in farther and farther. There's the initial, like, Chuck said, so, oh God.
I was going to say keep it that way, but he just went ahead and said it anyways.
It's Chuck.
It's like Swedish meatballs, but just without the Swedish meat.
Yeah.
Swedish meatballs, but just bullshit.
No, Jake's
beef burst.
description was. Anyway, Joe, get us to stop talking about testicles and play your game.
Back to Jake
So,
breaking the
got a
neck
dead
of
man
his
on a pole.
doppelganger.
Yeah, back to the man on a pole.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Jake, you snap their neck. They continue to
Ew.
bleed. You still hear some labored breathing, but it seems like they're dying.
Good.
They've stopped twitching and struggling as much.
That's ideal, surprisingly enough.
Yeah. So
You get like a little bit of like a clammy feel to how it felt, but it did feel like solid as you were breaking the neck. Seems like they're still in the process of solidifying. Morphing
not repeat
into
what went
more
through his
human
head.
features. Yeah, now you're standing on this wooden stage. You see all of these grooves where this pole apparently can move. You see a large key that looks like it can be wound up, attached to a mechanism.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna mess with that.
yeah, it could just turn very, very gross. I mean,
Maybe we
not that
take the
it's not
key
gross
with
now,
us,
but-
though. Like, take the key out if it's in it.
Sure.
Hmm.
Pretty large key.
Is it like the
Probably the
size of a
size.
sword?
Yeah. That size.
Maybe is there some easy way to dunk it up so it won't work reasonably anymore?
I mean, it
dunk
looks
it
like
up?
pretty intricate. So you imagine any amount of messing with the gears and things. Like
Consider that messed with.
you could spend some time doing that,
Okay.
sabotaging it.
Another follow-up question on that. Joe, have you ever had Australian licorice?
No, I have not.
Their licorice is different than ours. It's really light and fluffy and chewy. It's really good.
Okay.
Very sweet.
One of my favorite candy bars is Australian. It's called a Boost Bar. Very good.
I didn't realize that was Australian.
It's like a fancy Twix bar kind of.
Just with
Like-
more like kangaroo.
It's like less caramel.
Did
I don't
everyone
know how to
have
explain it.
Kangaroo.
I would like it to be less nougat and more caramel.
Yeah.
Because the more nougat you get, the closer you get to a Milky Way or a Three Musketeers. And those
I
can
like
go
both
fuck
of those.
themselves.
I like
Both
Three
of those are very
Musketeers,
good.
but I also like peanut butter Twix.
I just want
Yeah.
to say
Amazing.
that
Those are
that
amazing.
these things are fantastic.
What is that, Dan?
I like pretty much anything that has sugar in it.
Sea
they're-
salt coochie
Dark chocolate sea salt caramels.
Did
Oh,
you
okay.
say coochie dials?
Yeah. We were
Yes.
talking about Australia.
I like the dark chocolate covered pomegranate seeds. Those are good.
Ooh.
I'll
I'm
try
not
that.
a fan
I like
of
dark
anything
chocolate covered almonds.
I
Salt
like
and
the
caramel
orange
do
chocolate
not go
things.
together.
What's
Welcome
that,
to the food
April?
stream, everyone. We're just talking about candy.
Yeah.
April.
Salt and caramel should not go together.
Lightly
They go
salted
great together.
caramel.
The salt goes with the chocolate that's on the outside of the caramel.
And also, you guys are all pronouncing it wrong. It's caramel.
I know.
Caramel.
Caramel.
Mix of a camel and a
Caramel.
ram. Yeah.
Caramel,
Hold your
ramel,
pinky out.
ding dong. Just like the song.
I don't think
Joe,
that's
hurry
right
up.
either.
Get us back on track.
So Jake murders himself. Dan continues to sabotage
Just
the
parodying
mechanics
himself.
of this large, like music box stage kind of thing. What's everyone else doing inside this warehouse?
I kind of want to go check out the roof.
Somebody has magic smelling powers, correct? They should look
Yes.
for magic things.
That too.
Yep.
You have magic smelling powers.
I do.
I don't.
Mine's touch.
The ooze smells very foul.
Ugh. Is it coming from any particular
Probably.
direction,
Did
or
you
is
say
it
the
just like
ooze?
the general vibe?
Or
of the place?
the doppelganger of Jake smells
The Ivan ooze.
very foul. Yeah.
Like anything made from light stuff.
Yeah, if I had
Slightly
been
different,
impaled,
but
I would have grabbed myself too. So
Well, I don't know if you could.
Chuck has a very different Rudigar. His character smells very strange now.
I
Because,
bet. My fucking tree leg and puffin arm.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're an abomination, my guy.
Well, and I mean, Al is part tree also, so.
Yeah. Although he doesn't really smell bad. He's got more of a pleasant kind of aroma to that.
Yeah, a little woodsy, a little earthy.
I'm gonna guess it's
Yeah.
because I was drinking that whole fluid.
Yeah.
probably.
Since that. So some people are wanting to go up to the roof.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tag along because I'm also interested in surveying the area.
I'm
Okay.
poking
Who else is
around
going
down
up
in the
there?
lower section looking at gears and stuff.
Okay. Sounds like Rudigar, April, Jake, were you going up there as well?
Yeah, I'll stay down here.
Okay. Just Rudigar and April then. There's that like kind of spirally staircase that goes all the way up to this hatch that opens up to the roof. The roof is slanted, but not at an extreme angle, looks like, so you would be able to stand up there. Follow these stairs up. The hatch is a little bit rough to open. Like, seems like it's kind of stuck, but once you get it past just the first little bit, then it's a lot easier to open. It just seems like it's kind of been almost rusted shut a little bit. But you fling it open, it very heavily crashes onto the roof. You're able to pull yourselves up. The roof is dented, rusted. Every so often you see more of those shells.
Seashells?
Yeah, like shells that are very similar to the ones that you saw earlier, where they look like crabs or seashells, different like types of like lots of shells that you would see like hermit crabs use, that kind of thing. Some of them also have these strange protrusions and growths on them. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Why don't you go first, Jerry?
Just kind of surveying.
I was just kind of surveying, but I don't think it'd be a bad idea to gather some of these shells in case we run into that weird fucking guy again.
Okay. Yeah, there's a few to pick up for sure.
I'm gonna
get a handful.
Call up to them from down below. I'm like, hey, do you see like the obelisk thing or anything?
That's a good point. I was just gonna walk the perimeter, just seeing what I see in the distance, but I'll look specifically for the obelisk.
Sure. As you're up here and you're kind of looking around, it looks like it's later in the day than what would make sense. Like, you woke up and it doesn't feel like that much time has passed, but the sun looks much closer to setting.
Are we very far north on the map?
The what?
How far are we more north than what we usually are? I'm trying to remember what direction we were traveling.
You're kind of more south than you usually are.
Okay. Well, more south is the same as more north, just in the opposite direction.
Sure. But you're definitely much more east.
Okay. Essentially what I was trying to get at, like thinking like, have we traveled far enough that like we're in a different, like the further north you get, the earlier it gets dark.
Oh yeah. You haven't been traveling enough that really changes that much.
That's what I was getting at.
And you for sure have been going mostly east, like deeper into the basin, because pretty much the entire eastern part of this continent is this deep basin. But no, you see it's off in the distance kind of setting. You see there is more of this mist that kind of obscures just lightly. It's like the atmosphere is almost thick out here. And every so often you do see kind of like shapes of maybe mountains and hills and stones. But one thing that you do notice, like as the sun's setting and it's punching through this mist, you do see further out there is a thicker, almost ring of mist, and there is a very like abnormally tall and like geometrically straight shape out in the distance.
Okay. Tall, geometric. I mean, does
Yeah.
it the
You get the sense that you can only see it because the sun's like pretty much behind it and casting
Okay,
light
I'm
through
seeing
it,
the
'cause it's
silhouette.
pretty foggy. Yeah.
Okay. Does the shape remind me of that simulation that we won?
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar
Yeah,
to
I'll
that.
call back down to Lonan. Like, yeah, I
A
see
little bit
it.
shorter.
That direction. Well, short is perspective. Like
Yeah.
the curvature of the earth and shit.
There's no curve, except around the edge.
John,
Yeah.
you in Tila Tequila and B.O.B. can go jump off the ledge. I'm so disappointed with B.O.B. He made such good music until
don't
he
know who
became
that
a
is.
flat earther. I'll post a song. Yeah, in the chat.
I don't know who any of those people are that you said. But yeah, you do see kind of an obelisk. As you're looking that direction, though, another thing that you notice is a large shape moving towards you.
I like that even less.
I like that less. I'll call out to the party below, not to everyone.
That's the big shape in the distance.
Yeah.
A mound almost, like just like something very large, round, moving towards you along the ground.
Does it look kind of crab-like? Is it scuttly?
I'll call Jarrus over. We need 4 eyes on this.
Is
Is
it
it?
describe its movement as
Just can't see a pair
scuttly?
of glasses.
Yeah, I mean, your 2 and my 2.
Mhm. One could describe its movement as scuttly, I'd say.
I think it's Jasper.
Yay.
Hey, buddy.
They're pretty far out, but you see them almost beelining. Like they seem to be moving back and forth a little bit and changing height and such, like along the ground, following like the contour of the land.
Are they coming in the direction that we sent the ballerina out?
No, they are coming from the direction
Okay.
of the obelisk. So they're coming like from the sunset direction.
Tracks.
And you
Okay.
guys sent the ballerina south. So like perpendicular to where he's coming from.
Bold of
And
you
then
to
the opposite
assume I know
direction that you
direction.
guys came in from. You guys came from the west. And this mound is coming from the east. Approaching, getting closer.
We should
Much
probably
larger
let Quinlan
than
know.
Do we
what you
want to stick
thought?
around? I don't know if we want to stick around.
I don't know if we want to stick around either.
Yeah.
We might want to skedaddle.
All right. Well, wait. Why are we skedaddling?
Well,
Aren't we going to talk to Jasper?
I mean,
Do
we can.
need to?
And we have Quinlan here. I'm sure this conversation will go well.
But also, there's now an ooze where a ballerina once was.
Jasper's
if he
our
doesn't-
friend.
He's our friend.
I think you have a little too much
Yeah.
faith in your friends.
We found it like this.
I'm not gonna lie.
I wish
Is
I hadn't given away all that dynamite.
that Rudigar speaking, or is that Rudigar plus Puffin Daddy plus Blight Blood?
Is there a difference anymore?
Yeah.
I mean-
you make statements like that, and I worry.
All right. If you guys
You
want
guys
to run,
weren't necessarily on bad terms with
Yeah. As far as Jasper knew, we were loyal servants working to travel up and to help him do things.
Yeah.
That
Didn't
was
you get
The
rid of
last
the
time you
leg he
talked to
gave you?
him,
that's besides the point.
Didn't we also
Yeah.
destroy one of his creations?
Does he
he
know
doesn't know
that?
about that.
What's up with all these people's
As far as you know.
questions?
Last time that you talked to him, it was as you guys were leaving from Brindlerook, and Brian Crabston was kind of finishing his molting process. He wasn't really able to talk through the goop in his shell anymore. And you told him that you were going out to see Percy and investigate and get him to come back home. That's the last that you have spoke with him.
I mean, listen. We talk to Jasper. If Jasper asks about Percy, we tell him this underground cove of Leshy killed him. We say we killed the Leshy in response. He's sad that Percy's dead. He's appreciative that we corrected. We distributed justice on his behalf. We're traveling through his territory to get to that obelisk, so Shaky Cloak over there can blow it up.
Which does bring about the point of, well, we've got her with us. So
yeah, as you guys are discussing this, she's like, I'm pretty sure Jasper and I have very different plans for what we want to do at the obelisk.
But we still have to get through his territory to get to the obelisk. You've got your magic cloak that keeps people from noticing you. We'll just have to try and be distracting enough to give that cloak the best option, best chance to make you invisible.
This cloak obscures me optically.
I'm reeking of blight right now. Hopefully, it won't pick you up.
Quinlan.
She'll kind of turn to the rest of you. Like, what do you guys think?
Well, I have a question for you. Do you think your will is stronger than Jasper's?
Absolutely. And she doesn't even hesitate to say that. Jasper is a weak man that crumbled the second he encountered the blight and is doing nothing but its bidding.
Okay. Because there's something that I kind of did with all of us a little while ago, but I could do something much more intense with the two of you.
Who's the two of you? Jasper and
what does
Quinlan?
that mean?
I could link Quinlan and Jasper intensely. Like the mental link thing, but even more intense so that they know each other's thoughts, and maybe she can overpower him.
That's a risk. I mean,
it is a risk.
If we fight the body and she fights the mind, Jasper's fighting two battles.
I'll get the dynamite.
I think you guys have one stick left.
Yep.
Listen, I don't know how mantis shrimp work, but I'm sure that there's somewhere to put that dynamite.
As you guys are having this discussion, you almost feel the ground rumbling slightly. You hear the shifting of stones and things outside. The large clattering of many limbs just along the ground.
Well, you guys
scuttling
finalize
up
your
to the
plans.
Well,
I'm going to go up on the roof and distract Jasper.
Quinlan, do you want to do this, or should we find a different way?
She thinks for a moment. She's like, what do you mean by link our minds?
You would experience and know everything there is to know about Jasper, and he would know the same of you.
I worry that
it could get messy.
Part of the reason I'm not blighted right now is I have many magic nullifying things that have fused themselves with me.
Okay.
The explosive that was so kindly detonated in my hand is it cancels magic.
Okay.
Because that exploded and is inside of me, the fibers and fragments of that have stopped the spread of the blight, but it also hampers many magical effects, making me immune to many of those things. So I'm not sure that would work.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is that we did a good thing.
It happened differently in reality, but end result is very similar.
Still hearing that we did a good thing.
All right, then I have another. I have a plan B option. Rudiger, keep him talking. If we're gonna fight him, let me know. I have a terrible idea.
Just in case we're not going to fight him, I'm going to mangle my doppelganger's face so it looks like a mashed version of myself.
Okay.
I don't want it to look at fake me on there and be like, where's my ballerina? Let's blame the guy who looks like the guy stuck to the thing.
Also,
there's your ballerina
of,
right there.
Partially constructed, because Percy and you also got the sense this ballerina was like that, where they were like kind of wireframe and they had porcelain and masks and things kind of affixed to the frame. You do see like pieces of these all over the shop. So you could either like physically mutilate it, or you could just like
let's just start putting stuff on it and make it look like pieces. A thing.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
While they're doing that, I'm gathering up large gears and chunks of scrap metal into a pile, and yeah.
Okay. I think I know where you're going to go with that. And that'll be fun.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be on the roof just yelling and waving at Jasper. My goal is to distract and delay.
Sure. While the rest of you are prepping and your things put together, because Chuck is outside, I'm not going to have you guys roll for these things. You have enough time to kind of throw them together. Chuck, you're outside. You're on the roof.
I'm on the roof.
You're seeing this large mound approach. See it. And just as it's getting larger, the size is starting to like sink in more and more.
Yeah.
How large this is. Like you feel like it was not, you kind of gauged the distance wrong of where it was.
Honestly, with my with Redigar's impression of how large Jasper is, I would be shocked if he could even fit in this warehouse. So
barely. Okay. And there are very tall ceilings in here.
Okay.
And it is very wide. But there's no really interior walls or sections. It's just like this massive open
space.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But lots of things cluttered.
I'm up there yelling, waving, being a little overwhelmed with how big he actually is.
Yeah. And you call out and you wave. And hear like this little bit of humming of his voice, a familiar voice, and he's very startled. He's like, "Oh, hey, is that you, Rudiger?
It's me.
What are you doing up there?"
Well, we made it.
You see this absolutely massive mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
And
are we talking like 30 feet just tall, like or
probably about 25 feet tall?
Okay.
Yeah. And that's as it's moving up. And as you call out to him and you yell out, and he starts to look up, he kind of stands up the way that mantis shrimp do, because they can kind of be hunched over, but they have this back that they can arch. And as he arches up, you see a humanoid figure that's kind of fused into their chest.
Okay.
Just partially, almost like where a centaur man body would be.
Yeah.
As they lift up, you see like the head of this mantis shrimp. The eyes look strangely more humanoid in the bulbs of his head. And then you see this kind of discolored human body that's laying there. Looks very old and aged, but its head just kind of slowly goes and looks your way. And it seems like the voice is coming from there.
From
its eyes are kind of
decayed head.
Closed and filmed over. It looks like the eyes in these bulbs are one looking at you, but the voice is coming from the mouth of this human that's like fused into its chest.
Yeah. Good landing, right on Dan. Burp sticker.
Hello, Rudiger.
Indeed.
It's been some time.
It's been a long time.
As you have seen me in in the flesh.
Yeah, I've been feeding Brian Crabston a lot to try and get him to molt again so we could touch base, but just not fast
that
enough.
is fine. Yes, he probably is pretty soon to molt, but I've been very busy here. See, I have a project of my own, and I knew you were getting nearby at some point, so I had to get things ready for you to help.
Give me a lift down.
Sure. And kind of approaches, and you see one of his massive claws just kind of lumbers up. It gives you a way to hop on.
Yeah. Okay. So, buddy, pal, I don't want to be rude here, but I want to know how you would prefer this to happen. I have some news that I need to share with you. That is
news is great.
This is going to be painful news. And I would like to know, do I talk to you down here where the human torso is, or do I talk to you up there pointing up at his eyes?
It's kind of all me.
Okay.
But, and I see in many ways. I see visually through these things, and his bulbous eyes kind of move. But I also see auras and shapes very similar to as I did from Brian Crabston. So either was fine. Whatever is more comfortable for you. And you see the kind of fleshy, encased body head turn towards you. Its eyes kind of gives you what's the guy's name from Lord of the Rings? That was the king that was being defied by Wormtongue. You get that kind of vibe from
Lord of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, Theoden.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theoden. Yeah. You kind of get old, corrupt Theoden vibes from this body that's just kind of torso hanging there.
Why don't you walk with me for a little bit? Because it's not pleasant news that I have to share. And you and I think personally, I feel like you and I really got along. So the group, they're inside waiting, but I wanted to be the one to give you.
Oh, everyone is here. Wonderful.
Yeah, we're all here. I wanted to be the one to kind of give you this news. And my goal here is to just really drag out. I'm going to take them for a little walk around the place. And
stall aggressively.
I'm going to be stalling aggressively as very broken. Maybe I'll try and force out some tears. Tell him about the fate of Percy.
Okay. Sure. We'll say that would be depending on how much you're leaning into, it's probably a deceive test.
I'm good with that. Because
the way you described it earlier was you were kind of twisting.
Yeah, I am lying about what actually. Well, in hindsight, I know what actually happened. I'm going to say.
Well, so that, if your character, because whether or not it's compel or deceive is based on if your character is being honest or not.
I think it should be deceive because I am going to firmly blame Percy's death on the Leshy, despite the fact that I was the person who killed Percy.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So I would like to make a deceive test. Is this urban or common?
This is desolate or technology.
Fuck. God damn it. All right. I don't have either of those. All right. So I will make a deceive test. Give me a moment here. And I would also like to leverage one of the audience boosts.
Okay.
To give me a modifier on this. So I'm going to give a deceive test +1 modifier. Fuck me sideways. I'm gonna push it.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey, there you go.
I'll eat 3 successes. Charisma comes off of fortune.
That deals fortune damage to you.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Easily
So 1
worth
point
it.
of fortune damage.
Easily worth it.
Yeah. 3 successes is fantastic. So you absolutely play it up. You say Percy was killed because of the actions of the Leshy, and that you went out of your way to kill the rest of the Leshy. So that kind of eases it, but he's definitely deeply saddened by the passing of Percy.
Like I said, I'm trying with 3. I'm really leaning into the distress of this, how sad I am. Like I'm acting it up. I'm hamming it up. I will weep openly. I will sob.
Absolutely. He's definitely enthralled by this.
Yeah.
So
and I will gladly tell the story about how we utterly and totally obliterated those evil Leshy who could take such a perfect and innocent, lovely young soul out of this world.
How
well
could they
before
have
its
done
time.
This?
And some key takeaways from how he's processing this information. So you're telling this, he's like, oh no, it's so horrible. Yeah. He died too far away from where the blight was, and I fear he's not able to return to it because of this.
Oh, and with that, I'll double over with extra waterworks and shit, just damming it up.
Straight agony.
Because I knew he was plucked out of the music, and that's how Jasper did it. So I will play like I'm definitely was hoping that Jasper could take him out of the music again.
Yeah, and he says it took many times to pluck him from the music the first time, and it failed, and was not a pleasant process probably for him. But if he had died here, then he would have been able to be plucked again.
And I'll tell a story about how we took his remains and we gently buried him, and we paid for musicians to come and give him a proper funeral because he loved the music so much.
Eating it all up, absolutely loving it.
Yeah,
like, fantastic.
I wish I knew how to get that on the stream.
What?
Then there's
just some bagpipes.
He's very sad, but you get this.
Oh, I put that in the wrong channel.
Fucking Christ!
This unsettling tinge of anger when you mention the Leshy, and that you've completely obliterated them. And he very sternly and calmly seems like he's holding back a lot more anger than he actually, or seems like he's holding back a lot of the anger.
Yeah.
Then he lets off and he's like, it is good that they were dealt with.
It wasn't
appreciate.
It wasn't a proud moment, but we completely and totally annihilated them to each and every single one.
As they absolutely deserved for ridding us of our dear Percy.
Yeah.
He's very sad again. But he kind of chokes up. Well, I was hoping Percy would be here to see the magnificent ritual come to fruition. Yeah.
That was absolutely what we were hoping for too. When we heard where Percy was, we rushed there immediately. It just we weren't fast enough. And I'm so sorry that we failed you in this.
Like, no, it is fine. I was not expecting it to be easy to retrieve him anyways, and was not expecting him to run into as many adversarial Leshy as he did. But luckily they have been dealt with. Perhaps if we complete this ritual and the blight does continue to spread throughout the world, maybe as it approaches his place of resting, he will be able to be plucked once again. Azoi has many wonders in his blight and his symphony that I'm not yet privy to. So
wait, who did you say has many wonders?
Azoi.
Do I know that name?
Azoi is the name of the eldritch god that was like fused to the earth. You're walking on Azoy's flesh right now in the basin.
Oh, okay.
Azoy is also the tentacle monster from previous campaigns that morphs into weird flesh and stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Our friend.
Yeah. He at one point was banished to hell and grew massively there, and then a ritual was done to try and summon him to the surface, and instead it fused him to the surface. Yeah.
Okay.
And from what Jasper has said, apparently the core of what Jasper used to be, because Jasper apparently, or not Jasper, Azoy used to be a person before he was created into what he grew into.
Mm-hmm.
And that core of his being is a cocoon inside of the obelisk right now, and he needs help freeing it.
So
There's a
you're
ritual
telling
that he
me
can perform.
that Azoy himself is in that obelisk. And
Yes.
if we help you hatch Azoy,
Yes.
then the music will spread over the entire planet and we can bring Percy back.
Absolutely. That's what I'm hoping. I know that the symphony will grow. Then the beauty you see around you right now.
As I look at
he
a
taps the
desolate
ground, kind of
meat
cracks
world.
a bit.
Yeah.
The beauty you see all around you and you can hear will be spread once more. Unfortunately, too, right now there's not really a central conductor of the music. Some of us can hear it. We hear it on the winds.
You hear it? You've been working with the music for so long. I mean,
I have. Hopefully, Azoy will unify all of the songs in our minds together, and we will all hear and participate in the same symphony. And hopefully, Percy will be brought back to us. Many things are possible with the power of Azoy. I've been a loyal servant. Perhaps he will reward me with this way, and Percy has as well. Even though he was a bit misguided and confused.
Percy was naive and innocent, but he was also like, his entire being was about the music and the symphony. I don't see how Azoy could not look upon Percy and feel nothing but appreciation and love for a creation such as him. Surely he'll pluck Percy back out and bring him back.
I think you are right. Well,
God,
I suppose we should meet up with the rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be thinking of a plan?
I have a plan.
And with that,
is there a large door, Joe?
Yeah.
That we're thinking. Okay, that we're thinking he'll come through. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's actually a few. There's like a large set of double doors that you guys came through.
Okay.
And then there's another like on the opposite side of this warehouse.
Okay. All right. So they're on either end. Okay, so I'll kind of set up my pile in the middle.
Yep. Have your pile ready. This has led Jasper around the grounds just a bit. He's kind of been pathing through the junkyard here and there. You've been noticing too, like as he's been going through this junkyard, some of his limbs have been reaching out and collecting certain parts of things and scraps and just kind of been huddling them under the legs as he's been carrying you along, Rudiger. But he eventually circles back around, and he is once again at the like south entrance that it looks like he was, or the let's be not the south, the west entrance, east entrance. Yeah, you guys came through the west, east. He came from the east, so yeah. The other side that you guys didn't come through, that he was approaching originally. He's circled back around here at this point. Well, I'm very excited to meet the others and see them also in person.
I am excited. They're excited. Yeah, let's go. I'm glad I got to tell you this and we got to talk about it. It makes me feel a lot more at peace knowing that there's a chance for Percy to return. And I know the others will be completely... They'll find a lot of relief. Dan, you were muted.
Thrilled.
Yeah, they'll find a lot of relief knowing that there's a chance for Percy to come back. So yeah, let's go tell him the good news.
I agree. And with that, his massive claws place into these grooves on the outside of the doors and pull them open. The rest of you hear the metal doors sliding, and you see this absolutely massive mantis shrimp with a human torso, like the upper half of a torso, fused to its chest, kind of limply hanging there. Its head occasionally just looking around. Its large mantis shrimp bulbous eyes that have like uncomfortably human features to them, just kind of darting around.
I'm gonna rail cannon him.
Is it in safe or unsafe?
Oh, it's very unsafe because it's made of scattered debris.
Well, real quick, as we're kind of entering the inside, I would like to like make a gesture, like introducing, like, "Hey, look who I brought," at the withered old dude underneath. Like, I'm trying to convey to the rest of the group, this may be the weak spot.
Yeah.
You point at this hunched.
Lonan is digging what you're putting down.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. So
it's very like strange because like, you know, mantis shrimp have this like exoskeleton, and it's like kind of peeled around where this body is like erupting out of it.
It's just, I don't like it.
Yeah, the visual is terrible.
Listen, you all can complain, but I had to fucking cry at that thing. So
I think you would cry looking at that thing.
I feel like crying is appropriate.
Okay.
You're lucky I couldn't get AI to generate this thing.
So
yes,
I tried.
Yes,
Joe tried so hard.
If I want to burn attribute points, do I do that after I roll or before?
You can do either.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many can you burn?
You might as well do it after because you don't get a benefit to front loading it.
Sure. And then
your rules for that, Joe.
Okay.
I was thinking about it, but I don't know.
And then,
I mean, if people want to hurt themselves before the roll, let them hurt themselves.
And I will burn 3 of my wisdom.
I'm gonna hurt myself before the roll by going to get another beer
to jack that up to 5 successes.
All right.
If you give me a moment.
5 successes directed at. You're directing this at the pile of mechanical parts.
Yeah, to launch it at the basically what I did with Percy, but with the pile of metal parts and launching it at at the human.
Oh, that is different than what I thought you were going to do with it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got like this web kind of situation going on.
Doing my slingshot thing.
Throw it. Okay.
That I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 successes. That is quite a lot. And you're pretty much just going for straight damage with this.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that is a D8 for your impact dice. Drop 1 of the dice for his like difficulty level. And that's 4 impact at D8.
So 4 impact at a D8.
Yep.
Okay. Do I mark explodes?
Says you do not.
Okay.
14. It's pretty good. That is a solid amount of damage for sure. So he opens this door. He's almost mid-sentence saying, "Oh, hello, everybody." And just this shrapnel cannon of spare parts is launched, peppering him with springs and sprockets and gears and metal poles. 14 damage. You see some of them kind of bounce off of him a little bit. Some don't quite pierce through.
I hate to be this fucking guy, but I am right next to him pointing out the weak spot. Do I need to worry about any of this damage?
I would say because it is.
It's all going right for the weak spots. So
kind of a shotgun blast.
That's what I was really worried about.
A agility saving throw. So just click agility.
Just agility.
You'd be fine, Rudiger. I trust you.
Fuck. Oh, 2 successes.
2 successes.
You are right, Lonan.
Nice. All right, I'll be right back.
Yep. So you are able to
run like the wind.
Dive out of the way.
I like
Held over.
You very quickly see all of the familiar webs strung to different structural places.
I know
inside
this
of this warehouse. Yeah. And seeing that, you quickly and dive out of the way. As you hear that release, the clanging of metal, puncturing of some of his mantis shrimp flesh. And that's where we're going to go into initiative.
Oh, what?
What?
Right as Dan walks away.
It's fine. Dan he's got some weird shit for initiative.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. Perfect. I love rolling a 1.
Wonderful.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I
am. So run me through. So if I choose to not roll, I go
Hold
in the
shift
middle.
When you click initiative.
Right?
Yeah. So if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, it's a d6 roll. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you fail your initiative. If you get a 4, you go in the middle of the round.
5, 6, I go
first. And then
first.
if you get a 5 or a 6, you get to go first in the round. And for boss creatures, usually they have 2 turns. So usually they go after people that succeeded and after people that took the standard.
So they go on like turn 3 and 4.
Players go on turn 1, 3, and 5, and the boss goes on 2 and 4.
Okay. I'm going to fucking risk it for the biscuit. Nope. We're fucked. I fell.
Okay.
We got to wait for Dan to come back. Dan may
We do have to wait
save
for
us.
Dan.
So
Yes.
what is this shit that Dan's got with his initiative, Joe?
So he took the improved initiative, which lets you make the initiative roll twice, and you take the higher. But it also has the added perk where if both of your initiative dice succeed, then all damage on your turn explodes.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Okay.
Nice.
Yep. So you're still risking it, but it's much more likely that you are going to succeed or at least get standard turn order. And then you have this extra benefit for exploding damage.
Okay. We're treading water till Dan gets back.
Yes.
April, say something to fill the time.
Why you gotta put me on the spot like that? My mind goes blank.
Because I'm like, Joe's running the game. Joe's got something that can fill the time. Jake's Jake. So Jake definitely has something that could fill the fucking time. John also runs a lot of games, so he can fill the time. Who can be the most awkward filling the time? Oh, it's you, April.
Have you ever heard of something called astral jelly?
I was going to pick myself,
I know
but
about
I'm too late.
Astro Jelly. It's fucking knockoff KY.
No,
that's
it's they're little like
it's Astroglide.
globs.
I was thinking of Astroglide.
No, they're globs of an unidentified jelly-like substance that sometimes fall from the sky.
What?
It's theorized that it happens during meteor showers, but they don't actually know where it comes from or what it is.
What does it taste like?
There's a video that Rosley watched on some popular YouTube channel where apparently like it happened in like a town or something where it just like rained it for like a week or something.
Watcher. I also watched.
Yeah, that's it.
So many people were doing booty sex that week.
No, there were a lot
actually.
of people in the hospital.
Because of all the booty sex.
I theorize.
I've heard of chemtrails, but have you heard of lube trails?
I theorize that someone put a whole bunch of diapers in the atmosphere.
You don't think it's chopped up jellyfish?
Space worms leaving their goo trails all over the sky.
We were treading water because you need to do initiative because we all fucked.
You do need to do
the
initiative.
pooch.
On this one initiative. So
I did, and I'm gonna waste my 5s on this.
Yes.
Okay,
well,
that might be a good idea because it's initiative, and everybody else failed. Which means he gets 2 turns on everybody else.
I can't imagine that anything bad's going to happen to me specifically.
Listen, all that matters is that I'm safe. I'm very safe.
So I'll use my 2 5s on my initiative.
Okay.
Do you benefit from 2 5s, or is 1 5 good?
I do, because I took
you would need to use both, because you rolled a 4 and a 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I took mastery on improved initiative.
And that's what gives you the damage resistance?
No, it gives me explosives damages.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That Joe
exploding
just told
damage.
us about it, but I already fucking spaced it.
Yep. So rolling max on his dice explodes. Dan also has his Dan ability where rolling minimum on damage explodes on 1 turn per game. So
I've got a 33% chance of exploding.
yes.
I really thought about taking that.
Thank
I
goodness.
did. I took level-headed. That's the last thing I took.
It's helpful for evening out damage for sure. But yeah, Dan, you're going first. A shrapnel cannon of random metal parts went off and peppered this large, horrifying visage of Jasper.
It was established that there's a weak spot, a hit me here thing.
There is a bit of a weak spot, perhaps. There is this like humanoid thing that's kind of sunk into his chest a little bit, where he's like, not quite a centaur, because, it's not the right size proportions, but like, if a mantis shrimp was a centaur, that's where it should be.
I'm trying to think of how teleport will put me in an advantageous position to hit this or not.
I mean, you're using your like sword hilt. He's not high enough off the ground that you wouldn't be able to hit. It'd be like swinging high, but it's not so high that you wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
And I would say the only thing that teleport would benefit is that he's far enough away that you'd have to spend one of your swift actions to move to him.
And I don't want to do that.
So if you did teleport, then you could do priority.
And I'm also hoping to benefit from stealthy, because then I will be somewhere he's unaware of me at.
Yeah, I would say that would pop off if you were doing the teleport, because that definitely is more unaware. Moving up.
Yeah. All right.
And he was not expecting to be ambushed, especially after this long conversation of Rudiger about the death of his foster child that he plucked from the blight.
We're
good people. All right, we're teleporting in and we're attacking, and I hope it's gonna go great.
Yep.
Context.
This is desolate or technology.
I got desolate. Good.
You know what?
Oh my god!
Nice.
All right, I tried.
4 successes is amazing.
That's pretty good. So you're dropping one of those for his, like, he's got a difficulty level, so one is dropped. But the other 3 go towards damage. So roll the impact for your weapon, whatever its damage die size is. I think you have a D8.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Or no, you have a D6.
I have a D6. Okay. I wish it was a D8.
I have a D8.
I feel like if this checks out with you, I will spend one of my other successes for cloak to maintain concealment if you crit on your test.
Sure. I would, I'd allow that.
Okay, it's bringing me down to 2d6, but I also don't want him to squish me because I'm technically underneath him.
Yeah, I'll allow that, and I'll say that would make sense too if you're like teleporting away after your hit. Is that what you're doing? Like teleporting in and then hitting and then teleporting away, like back to where you were?
Yeah.
Or are you going to stay there?
I want to be unnoticed as much as I can be.
Okay. Because I would say you could either teleport back or you could be like under him in a way. Depending.
I will stay under him like a Bile Titan.
Okay.
Good tactic.
I'll allow it. Yeah. Especially because you're burning one of your swift actions for that.
4s, come on.
2 4s.
I will use Brutal to re-roll those 2d6s.
Yeah. 4 to 5.
Gosh darn it. None of them explode.
That's fine. With that, 9 was enough to break through the remaining health that he had for his first pool.
Yay! So he takes an injury?
Kind of. Yeah, he behaves differently. A lot of enemies, weaker enemies, are kind of at a 1 hit point after this point, but bosses have another. Like you basically have to break through their health 2 times.
We've triggered his second stage.
Yeah.
And his AOE's
a cutscene.
Yeah, we skipped the cutscene
first. Yeah.
His AOE's are going to be different now.
Yep.
Watch for the red X's on the floor.
The music changes.
Left side, right side.
It goes from sad music to boss music that like instantly gets cut, and then another phase of boss music.
Boss music intensifies.
Yep. All right. That 9 damage is good though. I need to report that. Then everybody else failed their initiative, which is fantastic.
Joe.
Oh.
Joe.
That means
you don't have to rub it in our face.
Yeah.
Extra kitty.
Cat hair all over my keyboard. No.
Can't imagine where it came from.
Who knows? I just got new keycaps on it and I cleaned it, so I'm feeling particular about it still. I did forget to roll
initiative for one person though.
Finland?
Catrice?
Yes. Yeah. She would roll initiative. She failed as well.
We're building up. We're building up. That's all. You know.
She would have failed even with improved though. Damn. Oh well. That's fine.
I don't believe you.
He gets 2 turns. And with the first turn, he's taken back. You know, he's in shock. And he's looking down at himself. He's not able to bend down quite far enough that he's able to see you, Dan. But he's looking down at himself. He has all these sudden wounds from this metal that's bounced off of him and impaled parts into him. Part of his claw is cracked on one of his arms that was kind of like in the way. He looks down, he sees Rudiger had jumped to the side as if he was ready for this attack.
Oh no.
You should have played dead.
I should have played dead.
They got me.
You're performing so well.
He also sees that there is a spidery looking person behind where all these ones were launched. I'm going to say those are probably the 2 people he's going to focus for his turn.
I can't imagine.
Not me. We were friends. We cried together.
You did.
And he's going to kill me for
it. Maybe.
He's just going to break you physically.
Yeah.
Maybe mentally. Doesn't mean you're going to die.
No, not at all.
I've got 4 physical remaining.
Well,
that's fine. He's going to do 2 things. For you, he's just going to do kind of a claw like whomp.
That doesn't make me feel better, Joe.
Let's roll.
Oh,
holy shit. Lollygaggers, thank you for that raid. Joe's about to kill my character.
Oh, wow. He took a lot of damage on that push.
Actually, though.
So far today, we've talked about celebrities who... I'm not going to finish that sentence. Welcome to the show.
We talked a lot about candy.
We talked a lot about candy and how black licorice is fucking booty. Does anyone here on the stream disagree with this? Joe's never had black licorice. Jay, what's your opinion on black licorice?
I think a couple people do, but their opinions don't matter.
No, on stream.
I don't really care for black licorice, but I do like sarsaparilla.
Okay.
I would second that.
Yeah. All right.
If you take 5 physical damage as his claw
right now, Joe
smashes into you.
Black licorice is disgusting. I've never had
that. Drops me to 0.
Okay.
Actually, pretty good.
So, I'll let stream know. I do not like black licorice, but I love Jägermeister, which is weird and broken.
That is a little odd.
I don't like either. I don't think.
Joe, you don't. You may like black licorice.
Maybe. I don't think I've tried it.
Shh, Ashley's passing through. Oh god, she yelled at me.
Like red vines.
Red vines are crazy,
Swedish
delicious.
fish. Those are Joe's bread and butter.
Swedish fish are good.
They are wonderful.
I like
Ashley,
gummy
don't
candies a lot.
judge. This isn't a conversation for you.
Gummy sharks, really good.
Anyway, Joe, I'm at 0 hit points. What happens?
Okay. You
Or
up
0
your
physical.
fatigue by 1.
I up my
And
fatigue
then-
by 1.
Then roll, hit the fatigue button.
I take the immediate condition clouded. Ugh,
Yep.
that's fine. I don't have these contexts anyway.
Yeah, so doesn't matter too much. Clouded, you lose your context on your next turn. So all good. But your fatigue still stays up by 1.
All right.
John,
Yeah.
see him whomp down hard with his claw. He's very frustrated. You see anger on the human face that's kind of on his chest. And the eyes are kind of darting around. The bulbous eyes on top of the shrimp head are darting around looking for where everyone else is. And you see his human arms kind of come together and strange light emits from it as if he's casting a spell.
Yay.
Yep.
Think he's casting.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's doing some magic.
You know, we fixed that.
Stab him some more.
Or cut off his hands.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
We've
I
done
could
that
do a
before.
called shot.
Does anybody have those
You could do
shackles?
called shot.
Oh, that would've
I
been
don't
great.
think we do.
That would have
I
been
don't think
great if we
you-
did.
Actually,
You
no,
couldn't
you
find
picked
any.
up.
Yeah, I thought we picked up
Yeah,
a
we
spare
have-
pair at some
Yeah,
point.
we do.
Yeah, but who?
It's in someone's
But-
inventory. You have it.
It
but
is not
I
in
couldn't remember
mine.
if you found them or not.
I've kept up with my inventory. I wrote down that I've got scrap metal. So if I didn't write down "fuck you shackles" for blighted people, I don't
have
have it.
those.
Yeah, I didn't write
Gosh
it down.
darn, that would have been amazing right now.
Right?
I have slap bracelets.
Slam.
You do have slap.
I love the slap bracelets. Did you cut them open to see if they're just rulers?
Did you get that from the? Was it from like the gift shop in Brindlewood
Yeah.
somewhere?
That and the candy bubble cigarettes?
Oh,
Yeah. I
still
solid
have those.
choice.
Nice, solid choice.
Listen,
Those are great.
John, Jake,
Take
and
a
I
puff
grew
before
up
we'd
in the
all
time
die.
where candy
Yeah.
cigarettes were the rage.
I remember having candy
I like
cigarettes.
I had
the
a coworker
chalk
give me one the
ones
other day.
more than the
Same.
chewing gum ones.
Same.
yeah.
I like the
Chewing gum
chalky
cigars?
ones also.
Because the chewing gum ones, if you didn't drool a lot, you could like blow out on them and it would get a little like that puff of
Yep.
sugar. But
Yeah.
I'm a slobbery motherfucker, so they never worked right.
Same.
Juicy chuck.
Also same.
Juicy.
I'm juicy. Hashtag Defenders
John,
of Cobalt
moist.
juicy.
Yeah.
Moist.
He has a
Moist.
pretty fun spell
Mhm.
that he can
No,
do.
Joe, we're
I
trying
bet.
to distract you from this. Don't fuck
Yeah,
it
we
up.
were hoping maybe you forget what you were doing.
Yeah.
We're trying to run out the
I almost
clock.
did.
Almost got him.
What do you need me to
Almost.
roll for you there, Joe?
You need to roll me a
Crabulation.
Oh,
This would
decrabulation. No,
probably be.
crabulation?
This would be a charisma saving throw. So just click charisma on your
Procrabulary.
Okay. Is there any context for this?
sheet. The context is occult.
Fun
Okay.
fact. This past like couple of months, like 2024, I had lobster for the first time.
For the first time?
Nice.
First time in my life.
I don't know why.
Wow.
What'd you think?
It's pretty good.
I fucking love it. Like
Yeah.
It
so
is.
much that Ashley and I went back to Olive Garden and I got more fucking
Hold on.
lobster.
It's the cocoa.
Oh, it's Red Lobster. My bad.
Oh,
Ashley
oh,
corrected
God.
me.
No.
What?
Red
I mean,
Lobster.
I would not take Ashley out to eat anywhere that didn't have cheddar bay biscuits. I mean,
That checks out.
yeah.
That's fair.
That
If
would
you
be
ever
how
want to
you
like
lobster.
go get lobster sometime, let me know because Jamie won't
Okay.
and I
Like
will.
Only one.
lobster's
damage?
good. I don't like crab, but I think
Well,
I've
no.
only had
One
artificial
One
crab.
corruption.
Okay.
As you hear this cacophony of music just slam into your head, of voices, sounds, screaming, nightmarish images.
Just like Alderaan.
Oh, yeah. Just take one straight corruption and then make that corruption roll.
Yep. You're going to have to try harder than that.
What happens?
Dan,
that is his turn.
Before?
The rest of you get to go now.
I have.
Oh, thank God.
It's like fucking shrimp and steak had a baby.
Yeah,
so good.
That checks out. It's good. I've only had it twice, I think, but I would definitely have it again.
Originally, it was food for prisoners.
It was. And those prisoners fucking lived the high life.
Yeah, I apparently should have gone to jail at that time.
Yeah, there's still time, Dan.
Oh, no, I don't think they serve lobster anymore, though.
They don't.
They serve
you
maggots.
Get bread and gravy.
Yeah.
Not real gravy, just cockroach juice.
I can do better than that, at least. Only barely.
If you ever want to go to jail, I have a good...
Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Dan took his turn already, so everyone else gets to
keep us on task. What's happening?
It's your guys' turn.
Rudiger,
he cast the spell and just did straight corruption damage to John.
I'm glad we didn't talk over that.
With his claw.
I shoot Jasper in the corpse head with an arrow.
Yep.
I'm also, and players, please remember that our audience has been so kind to buy us a small reserve of boosts.
I will say, is this specifically aiming for the corpse head? Because that is a called shot.
It is a called shot. Then that is very much why
I do know that he is dropping the first difficulty dice.
You're going to need 3 successes, isn't it?
I got it. I got this.
I believe in you.
Range.
If I can roll successes, you can too.
Because I have that fucking condition, I don't get to add contacts, which I don't have. So this is going to be an agility test plus the modifier from the audience.
Yep. Only one.
No, this is fine, Joe. This is fine. Mind your business. Oh, would you consider this point blank?
Yeah, you're basically right next to him. You're in melee range.
Okay, so 1 success.
That is not enough.
All right, I'm going to push.
Okay.
Fuck me sideways. I'm going to leverage my nimble ability.
Okay. Yep. You can reroll.
To reroll, and this time I will include the point blank.
Yep.
And I will push.
1 success. 2 successes.
And
you need a third for the shot to connect, though.
How much? So I have to burn. This is an agility test. I have to burn stats from physical, or only from agility.
You burn attribute damage, so it'd be taking a direct point to agility.
I'm going to burn a point of agility to make this connect to Jasper's corpse face.
Okay.
And is that just 1 impact die?
Yep. Roll 1 impact die.
All right. And this is a trusty weapon.
Yep.
8 damage.
Fantastic. That looks like it did quite a lot. He's still up, but
does that explode?
You sink this arrow through his head.
I don't have anything that makes it explode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing makes it explode right now.
Okay.
But with it being a called shot, it does like sink into his head. And it was kind of like loosely hanging slightly off of the shrimp body, but you've like pinned it to the shrimp torso with this arrow. And it's just kind of limply hanging there, and you see its arms collapse a little bit, and some of the light goes out of its fingers where it was casting. But the shrimp still seems to be animate. But you don't hear Jasper's voice so much anymore.
Okay.
And the eyes are more frantically darting around.
That's my turn and its entirety.
Yep. With that, everyone else, what are you doing? April, Jake, John.
Well, initially I was thinking of going for the claws, going for like one of the hinges in the arm, question mark, seeing if I could like break it off with my whip.
Before you do that, is there anybody in melee range of him right now?
Both Chuck and Dan are.
Oh, I guess it's a definition of whose melee range. My melee range, I would not be. Jasper's melee range.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will draw my whip and wait for others to see what they do.
Okay. If you're, I would say like you could offer aid to April's roll if you want. That would give her 1 advantage die.
Sure.
Yep. April, if you want to do that roll, you get to, when you click your macro, just do up 1 on the modifier for the aid that Jake has given you.
And I'm sorry, what was the context here?
And this is desolate or technology when attacking him.
Sweet. Okay. Ha.
Yep.
Yikes.
I do have inspiration. Once per encounter, I can grant a reroll to any ally within 3 zones of me.
Hang on a second. We do have 2 banked audience rerolls.
I might try that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you fuck this up, then we can use Jake's reroll.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
That's 1 success. You haven't pushed.
Push it. Oh.
That's 2.
Okay. That's 2. All right. It's not enough, I'd say, for like your called shot to go through, but you're able to still do damage as your whip cracks into them. So you just want to roll. It should be a d6, I think, for your whip. Roll d6. That's what damage you're doing. Okay. Looks like his armor is kind of hard, so some of that gets ignored, but it does definitely go through. You did put like, you see the impact of where your whip cracked into his shell. There's a little impact there. He's still up. The shrimp bit of him seems to be animate still.
All right. Is that
yeah, just you, John.
Just me? Okay.
And Quinlan after you.
Okay.
Killing the bro half was not enough.
I am going to find the largest pile of scrap and try to animate it as a large metal spider.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to do the first time.
Yes, I mean, like, oh, Joe probably thought you did that.
That is definitely what I thought you were going to do.
I may as well push that.
Yeah.
Not great.
I'll say that's enough to animate it. But it's not enough for it to be like, if you got more successes, it would be acting on this turn, but you just have raised it.
Yep, that's fine. So. That's fine.
The scrap golem rises.
Okay. Quinlan, you hear her staff click against the ground, and you see it summon itself. She runs forward, goes to strike. You guys did a lot of damage to him.
Yeah, Joe, because we're big damn heroes.
You are.
I will give her that inspiration then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that.
There we go.
Just push. I just won. All right. With that, she only does 1 because the first one's dropped.
Yeah.
All right. You see Quinlan run up, looks like she stumbles a little bit. Maybe there's a spring or just kind of random debris in the way. But Jake, you call out, use your inspiration. You point out that she adjusts herself and she runs over by you, Dan, just sticks her glaive right in at like the base of where this Jasper, like human bit of him is. And just this large overhand arch and just slices him up the middle.
Oh, good. I was worried she was coming to kill me, so.
No, no, she's not attacking you, but just right beside you. And
it would be fair after all I did in the flashback.
Yeah. See it go into him. You hear just all these breaking bits of its various like plates of its skin and exoskeleton. And then the body stumbles around a little bit. Some of its feet kind of twitch and it just collapses and spills some of its guts out. Its guts are a concerning mix of like shrimp and human.
Oh.
Like it's full of what looks like shrimp guts, but it's a little bit more pink than it should be, and a little bit more
all right,
organy and tissuey than it should be.
Just putting it out there. Like lobster, as we've already discovered, is like a really good combo. Like,
do not eat them.
Shrimp and steak had a baby, but just imagine if shrimp and ham had a baby.
Ew.
Still not going to eat it, and you shouldn't either. Don't even lick it. Don't take a deep breath.
I can't commit to that.
You want goat legs? Because this is how you get goat legs. But it'll probably just be an arm. You'll have a hoof hand and a goat with a goat leg for one arm, and then you got a puffin daddy arm. And where are you going to be at?
Listen, there's a 33% chance arm, leg. It could be a goat leg, and I would be fine with that. Leg. I've got a puffin arm and a tree leg. What's the difference? Puffin arm, goat leg, tree leg.
If you're gonna do it,
who has the Percy coin?
The Percy coin.
The Percy coin.
I don't think I was here for that session.
You weren't. So there's we picked up a magical coin that it can answer yes or no questions.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm aware.
When
this was what Percy
died,
turned into.
Imploded. Yeah.
I feel like it was either Rudiger or maybe I picked it up and I just didn't jot it down because I've already got Percy's music box.
I did kill Percy, so maybe I picked it up. But if you ever asked, I would have gladly turned it over. So maybe I have the Percy coin. Unless
I'm pretty sure you do, Chuck. Because it happened in front of you where like he imploded and shrunk himself down to like this flat plate coin.
Yeah, because somebody like wrapped their hand in, or was it April? Because somebody wrapped their hand in like cloth or something and like picked it up. Like they didn't want to touch it directly.
No, I did that.
Okay.
Fuck it. I've got the Percy coin.
Okay. You feel like it's like the sound of a tuning fork, kind of just vibrating metal. Like this tone humming. It starts to grow. Then it softens and quiets again.
Okay. Is that it? Do you want me to roll any dice?
That's the only thing you notice.
All right.
That's the only thing you notice.
Quinlan, do you think we killed him or
basically
just
nothing
temporarily?
She looks at his body and just kind of flicks her glaive and starts cleaning the guts off of it.
I will scramble into through my pockets to find the vibrations and toss it into the ground and let everyone know when he died, that thing started shaking.
As you find it, like even though you don't hear the tone anymore, when you touch it, it feels like it's still got a slight, just like vibration to it. Not enough that it's making a tone anymore, but it feels like like it's vibrating in your hand just slightly.
Okay.
Definitely wasn't
Also,
doing that before.
As much as I can in my panic state, I do want to let Quinlan know who Jasper thinks is in the obelisk and what his intentions were.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you relay all that to her, that he wanted to do a ritual to free Azoi from the cocoon. And she said, yes, I suspected as much. He's rambled much. He's the first person that I heard say that name when he betrayed me originally when I first entered.
When Jasper
we weren't really
did?
aware too much. Yes. When I was fighting this creature in Dalior.
Did you and Jasper used to date?
And she gives you a very like stern, hateful glance. No.
Okay.
Nothing.
That's
like
a yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did work together.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just believed I told you this already, but this all was in Dalior originally. And when it crossed over into your world, he was one of the first people, along with his country, that came out to investigate Basin and what it had become. And I worked with him to mount an assault to come back out and destroy the core of what remained. And during that assault, he went crazy, but was able to hide it well enough that he convinced everyone else that I was the one that went crazy, and maintained command of his men, who are also suffering similar effects of the blight as it went to them. I was immune to it because of the explosion of the anti-magic bomb that is in my system still. But he was definitely susceptible to the blight and all that was talking. He started rambling about the symphony, the music, the knowledge he was hearing in the air, the connection he felt to the souls that had been bound to Azoi. He said that name many times.
2 questions. Do you think he's going to stay dead long enough to not cause us any trouble?
He looks at his corpse. Just like, he's hopped bodies before. I don't know what killing this one does. I'm assuming, and she kind of looks at the human part again. She's like kind of focusing on his face. Like, I do see that looks like what he used to look like, although not as far gone as he is in this state. But
subnote to point 1.
That's him.
We need to go check on Brian Crabston.
Probably, yeah.
Number 2, what are our next steps for the obelisk?
She looks out like in the direction of the obelisk, says, well, my hope was to find wherever this cocoon is and either kill it, smash it. I'm not sure how difficult it'll be to kill whatever's inside. Maybe we have to open it first, but whatever it is.
Smash it or put it in a stew? Is this mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
It sounds like opening it to fight whatever's in there would be bad.
If it's like a god thing, then yeah.
If we're able to kill it without opening it, I would prefer that, but I'm not sure. It was encased inside of the obelisk before. And
but then sure the 500 kg bomb on it.
Yeah. That's my goal. There's still a sleeping core to this thing that's spreading the blight. And if it wakes up, it'll spread it quite a bit more. And it'll be a unifying force behind all of this blight and harness it, which I don't want to have happen. So that's my goal. Find it.
So blow it up?
Essentially.
We have a stick of dynamite.
Yep.
I mean,
if it doesn't kill it outright, it might put a crack in it. So then we can kill it afterwards.
Yes. I was hoping to know a little bit more about what we would run into, but I suppose he would have been more formidable if we had to fight him without surprise. So
sounds like he might have allies waiting at the obelisk. Since he was getting ready for a ritual, he had probably followers. So,
with as much as he liked to tinker, I would be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah.
Jasper 2.0, Jasper 3.0, Jasper 4.0.
He's always been somewhat of a crafty tinkerer type of person. He was, he constructed many things for his people when he was alive. That was kind of his job.
Yeah. So that bomb in the simulation,
yes.
What would it take for us to make another one?
We would have to find Marek silver and process it. And I don't know if there's any of that here.
I can attempt it, I suppose. If we have just regular silver, I could infuse it with magic.
I mean, there's a lot of scrap here.
Perhaps. That's essentially what it takes. I wasn't personally the one constructing them, but from what I know, it's just charged silver.
All we've got is this useless gold for such a thing.
Silver that's charged beyond its magic tipping point where it starts absorbing it instead of emanating it.
Well, let's get some silver rounded up, and I'll see about charging it up.
Yeah. We still never read our books that we got either.
Nope. That's because right now they're concealed, and as soon as we take them out of the wrapping, all the other collectors are going to know and come looking for it. Remember when that was our goal?
But couldn't that be fun while we're all the way out here?
Could be.
And it might also help us get past their forces. We can say we're, emissaries of Jasper, and the books could prove that, maybe?
Well, I mean, the thing is so those people were kind of the ones that they kind of turned against Jasper, but that was mostly so they could have the books to do kind of the same things and just not really follow him, if I remember correctly. So
he was executed by
they
Catherine
were not fans of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because his expedition, like, Azoi popped into the world, wiped out this part of the continent, and he was a part of the expedition that was charging in to see what happened, and him and everyone in his expedition went crazy, and they had enough composure to make it back, and he kind of ran a cult of all of those people, and they hid it from some time, but then eventually they got found out when they were not studying the artifacts but using them to do stuff, and then him and all of his people were executed, all of them. Mm-hmm. But there was some inklings that maybe not all of them got executed.
Yeah. Cults don't go down that easy.
Yeah. There's at least a few that are picking up where he left off, it seemed, because of the visions that you got when you interacted with the books last time, and the people that you ran into at the beginning of the campaign that were looking for them.
All right, so I guess the plan is we grab all the silver we can, charge it up.
Let Al charge it. Yeah.
Yep.
And make a bomb.
That's what the good guys do, right?
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Then I guess luckily Jasper made us a junkyard, so we just need to start scrounging for silver.
Might find some of it. We'll see. It's getting to time, so that's where we'll call it. You guys are planning on seeing if you can construct your own anti-magic Morik Silver Bomb. Just going off of kind of what vaguely Quinlan understands on it. We'll do all the knowledge tests and things next time to see how well that goes. But other than that, your goal is to travel to the obelisk and kill whatever's inside of it.
Easy task.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I'm sure it won't go bad at all.
Bomb.
No way wrong.
How could it? We're the good guys.
There's nothing wrong with attacking the cocoon of an eldritch god.
Yeah.
People do it all the time.
On its home turf.
Yeah, it'd be fine. It'd be fine.
People do it all the time.
Yeah.
I did it like twice this week.
I saw it happen yesterday.
Right?
Yeah. I was there.
I turn on the news, you just see it constantly.
Yeah.
But all right, what else are we doing, Chuck? Let's
see. Friday night, 9 p.m. Central, over on twitch.tv/GoodmanGamesOfficial. We are continuing our Weird Frontiers / The Chained Coffin campaign. Joe, Dan, and Jake are in that. So yeah, we'll be continuing that. We're using, like I said, Weird Frontiers as a system. Wednesday, we're doing Night Below using DCC. That's what I'll say.
All right. John, what are you up to? What's all your stuff?
Defender of the Cobalt YouTube channel. We've got new episodes of our second Pathfinder game, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, doing Punks in the Powder Keg, The Outlaws of Alkenstar. It's going well. So
yeah. I'm a bird.
You are a bird.
You're a bony bird.
I am.
And you collapsed into a pile of bones.
That's great. I'm so glad I remembered I had that. It was very fun.
That was cool.
Awesome. Well, yeah, and then next Friday back here we'll be doing probably the finale of Anvea. I keep saying that, but I really don't know how you guys could stretch it out for another session.
Yeah.
We go hunting for dynamite.
Do we want to...
Like, in interesting ways, we can.
Yeah. Do we want to mention what happens after Anvea?
Sure.
We can. Yeah. Whatever you want to say on that, because it's your deal.
We probably shouldn't.
What?
Because I haven't done anything.
Dan, fucking get your shit. I got to move over here because there's feet on my face. Thanks, cat. There we go.
Nice.
So, yeah. If next episode... next Friday is the end of Anvea. Then after that, we are starting a Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign. Absolutely everyone you see here, plus Tyler.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're returning to the campaign setting that we were doing before Defenders of Cobalt started streaming. So there's a point on the map called Harlan's Keep, which was the stronghold owned by April's previous character.
Christ. That was my first ever character.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're returning to a very old campaign setting. And Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's eventually... I mean, I'm not rushing Joe because I'm having an extreme amount of fun in this campaign. So... it's gonna last as long as it lasts, but after it wraps, that's what we're going to.
Yeah, fun. I really think you guys will end it next time.
Don't set up expectations, Joe, because you know how we do.
You're setting flags that you shouldn't set because we're gonna make this last for like another half a year.
Really, with how we play, I'm thinking we're gonna start the next campaign in 2 to 3 weeks.
You know what?
Yeah.
If we get the bomb made, rather than someone running it in like last time, which clearly was a flawed plan, I'll just rail cannon it into the front door.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, beautiful.
I like that.
Spider cannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could also just like teleport
it, yeah.
Set it down and
that
then
would work too.
And then teleport away.
That'd be good.
Grab a pitchfork while I'm there.
Yeah.
And the
Change
legend
characters.
I don't have the pitchfork mechanics in Anvea, but perhaps I need to. But
you shouldn't.
It's the only way to protect against the pitchfork is don't make mechanics for it.
No,
that's right.
The only way to protect against the pitchfork is to create a world where pitchforks were never invented.
So the pitchfork is inevitable.
They're just tongs.
That is literally why there are no stats for any deities in Pathfinder. Is because they're like, if we put stats up, people will find a way to kill it.
Yeah, that's what happened. What was it, 3-5?
Yep.
Yeah.
If it has stats, it can die.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has a health pool. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
That happens in video games too. They're like, we'll just set an absurdly high number and infinite armor on this thing, but people will figure out how to kill it.
Quick idea to put people on the spot / motivate people to make their goddamn character. For this Pathfinder 2nd edition campaign, Joe, what do you think of playing?
I'm going to be bringing back Basil, my Leshy plant character.
I love Basil. That's great. Jake?
I will be playing a Tengu who does fire stuff.
I like fire stuff. John?
I'm playing a goblin.
Very nice. April... ...
Kind of feel like I need to bring my elf cleric back.
So this will be a few hundred years after Harrowin.
Mm-hmm.
But you could definitely be one of Harrowin's, prodigy descendants.
We'll see.
Okay.
I will.
Her name is Poppy. Yeah.
It is a cute name. I will definitely look at it this weekend.
Okay. Dan?
Deviled cheeseburger. The descendant of Quarter Pounder. No.
Now, if I remember this campaign correctly, Dan, were you in it or did you join very late?
No, I was not in that campaign.
Okay. Is this the one where I was the monk?
Yeah.
No, this is before that.
I think this was...
I thought it was the same one.
That was the one where you went bolting down a very long hallway.
So this is the campaign where you all essentially nuclear blasted Kashi the Deathless using a wish spell.
Okay.
I've not been in any campaign where I think wish has ever been used.
Yeah, because you had the wish spell because April's character, Harrowin, when I said, how many cards do you want to draw from the deck of many
all of
things?
Them.
April was like 11. And it was so fucked that I had to pull April into my kitchen and give April a message from her deity that said, like, you're fucking up. Like, chill the fuck out, man. Like, you got to survive this shit.
1 or 2 is fun, but 11.
That's a lot.
I don't know what I was doing.
It's also the campaign that introduced the kobold NPCs. Left, right, Dub, Sean, and Flaps. Yeah, a lot of D&D lore. We're going back to that set.
Defenders of Kobold.
What campaign that I played my monk guy?
That was the first one. That was a Cantor Inc. No, Order of Heroes.
Was that so? That was not the same setting.
Not the same setting. Well, it was the same setting, but in a different isolated continent. So
different place. Okay.
Yeah.
Same as this. This campaign has been going on in a different continent than previous campaigns.
That's where it was. And this is John's introduction to where DOK started.
Woohoo! It is.
Joe, say more words.
Thanks for watching. Come back next week and all the other days that we're doing stuff. Tomorrow was one of them. And have a good night.
Goodbye.
Night, everybody.
Bye.